All right, everybody. Welcome back to Movie Talks and Chill. We're your hosts. I'm Tony Serrato.
I'm Gavin Butts.
I'm Patrick Wall.
And in this episode, we're going to do a kind of a multi-topic episode because there's a few things to talk about. So first things first, January 19th, today, which
day
is
of
Sunday.
recording.
Yep, the day of that we're recording is actually National Popcorn Day for the movie theaters out there. So it started out, I'm not going to go through the whole history of it, but basically someone named it Happy Popcorn Day, and there it is.
Dude, they're just randomly naming days anyway.
Right?
And I want to bring, I don't want to talk too much about it because it's today, a lot of theaters are doing specials today, so that's not really going to matter on Wednesday
even
when this thing comes out.
Even some supermarkets.
Yep. Yeah, right. BOGO.
But that goes until Thursday.
All
see?
right.
So go ahead and tell them about Publix's deal there.
So you'll have one day left. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Go to Publix now.
Right now. Stop recording. Okay, maybe watch and then go.
Well,
You can listen in your car.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they'll have a day and a half because this show airs at 3 a.m. on Wednesday.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Premieres.
Premieres, and Publix opens at 7 a.m. So
Yes.
you're good to go. By the time you hear the show, you'll be pumped. You can write out your list of what type
I mean,
of popcorn
assuming
you
they
want.
wake up at 3:30 to listen to the show every Thursday and not just wait until they get up or get in
I
the
mean,
car.
I know I do.
So on Tuesday, when you do your post on the social medias, just put out there, set your clocks. Here we go. New episode, and Publix opens at 7 a.m. So get your Pogo popcorn out.
You know what? We didn't get a whole lot of comments out there, so I want to throw a challenge out to our listeners. Let me know if you watched the Working with Jigsaw skit I posted a couple of weeks ago.
Speaking of which, there is...
Oh, no.
No, about when you say comments.
Oh, okay.
So on our YouTube platform where we post the videos of the episodes, not just the audio, there was a guy I used to work with, and he's been following the show, and his name's Lenny. I think he lives in South Carolina now, but he used to work at another place I worked at. I can't really say it.
Yeah.
So anyway, he had responded to our latest episode. Made a comment about it, about the movies that couldn't be remade today. And he actually said he did enjoy it. I mean, you can go on there and read it, but basically, he enjoyed it. He did agree. He liked that Big was brought up. He said he wanted to be Tom Hanks in that movie.
So did every 13-year-old boy.
And every adult man.
Yeah.
But he did agree. He's like, he did say it was interesting. There is, the differential between gore and political views in movies, why they couldn't be made today. So thank you, Lenny, very much. His name's Lenny Sala. Thank you. I did respond to him on there from the show and just said, hey, also let us know if there's a topic that you'd like to hear us talk about, and we'll be happy to take ideas. So,
We love you, Lenny.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the comment.
Look up the comment.
No, we can't do that off the show. No.
Yes.
We gotta do that while we're recording.
No. I gotta look. You tell me there's a comment out there. I'm gonna go and read it.
Yeah, read it.
Oh, thank you, Lenny.
Just-
I gave him a thumbs up from my personal account.
Good. Good.
Wash your eyes, Lenny.
So we did have a couple other topics we're going to talk about. Which one did we want to jump into next? Remind me again.
Dump month.
Okay, that's right.
BDD.
So since we're talking about January, if you remember back months ago now, gosh, it's been almost
Almost a
6
year.
months.
Months ago to last January.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think we did it in August.
Okay,
August
yeah, I
or
think you're
September
right.
or
Something around there.
somewhere around there. And we talked about there are months of what they call dump months in movies, and there's multiple months that do this, but there are a couple prime times, and January is considered like a prime dump month film. So for those of you who don't remember, I'll give you the quick gist of what that actually means. So in dump month movies, January is often thought of as Hollywood's prime dump month. That when studios and distributors release all the films that, in their eyes, aren't quite worth too much effort. What a nice way to put that. These are often movies that most feel have no shot at awards considerations, hence don't need to be released closer to the end of the year. They're also the ones that aren't quite expected to reap much box office bounty, and thus need to steer clear of any big summer holiday weekends.
For the record, John Wick was a dump month movie. And
Yep.
we just finished movie 4, and there's 2 spin-off shows.
Yep. So I'm going to read through. I didn't want you guys to look it up because I'm going to see just your shock of what some movies that in the history of film have come out in January during a dump month that apparently studios in their eyes didn't feel was going to reap much benefit or be worthy of awards. So I'm not going to give every one of them because there's a list of like 38 of them. But the first one on the list, number 20 or 28, Taken.
Oh, that was a dump month movie?
Yep, January 30th.
And
It
that
was
got-
at the end of it. Now, February, I believe, is also a dump month
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
but this is a prime dump month.
And
Yep.
that got 2 sequels and
It
one
did.
of the most famous lines in movie history.
Good luck.
I'm going through. I'm not going to read, like I said, every single one of them, but well, this one could be considered because it reached a more of a cult following, even though it wasn't that old as Cloverfield,
Okay.
the original
Yeah,
one.
I could see that one that brought in like the handy cam kind of style.
Well, I think it was already I mean, the
But-
Blair Witch basically did that, but
Yeah.
that was because that was Project Almanac, I think, or the whatever that time travel one was.
There's Project
the-
Almanac is
Okay.
one of them. Yep.
Was that the one with the guy from Fast and the Furious? What's his name?
No. It
Paul
was-
Walker.
No, Project
No.
Almanac was the kids, right?
Yeah,
Where the
it was-
kid found his father's research.
Mhm.
and
Oh, the
so-
Ryan Reynolds movie?
No,
No.
no,
No.
No,
it's
no,
like
no.
it's like No Name. or at
That's
least we got it
Project
on there.
Adam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
Adam
to be
Project.
fair, that wasn't a bad movie. I didn't
No,
hate
it
it.
wasn't
fun.
a bad one. What was another one? I think it was Project X, where they have like the big house party, and the police come and like the the house gets caught on fire, and
I
but
thought
like-
that was with Seth Green and Zach Efron. Neighbors. or
No,
something
that's
like-
Neighbors.
no,
Okay.
that's yeah.
There are too many movies that are like.
We're their neighbors. Yeah, it's called
yeah,
Neighbors.
Yeah, you mean the movie Neighbors?
Well, here's another one. You're looking it up. So, Dirty Grandpa.
Never saw it.
So that's
It's the one with Johnny Knoxville, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
no. This is the one with Robert De
Oh,
Niro.
yeah, Robert De Niro and Zac Efron.
Yep.
I don't remember that one.
So I think Bad Grandpa is the one you're
Oh,
thinking
okay.
of. Yeah. But no, Dirty Grandpa is actually pretty funny.
Okay.
And he goes on a trip with his grandfather. He's like, Efron was obviously the grandson, and just it's Robert De Niro in a way that you've really never seen Robert De Niro, or at least in my opinion.
Okay.
He's just raw. Like he's not your normal gangster or humorous guy, or like gangster funny guy. Like because he was like that in Analyze This and stuff. But
Oh,
yeah.
he's got his
He was
normal.
hilarious in those movies.
His normal roles were like Meet the Fockers,
Yeah.
and Meet the Parents and stuff. He had
Right.
a serious, but he was funny.
Yeah.
He was funny, serious. But this one, he's actually just kind of funny, and
Yeah.
because he's kind of a prick. in a
Yeah,
way,
yeah, he's well, and he's basically just trying to get his grandson not to grow up to be like his dad.
Yeah.
Who's just a prick. But yeah, so it was Project X. That's where they have the house party, and that's all like it actually introduced us to Mr. Miles Teller, or at least that's one of the first ones I remember seeing him
Which
in.
one's Miles Teller? Let me see his face. So I first saw him in that movie Whiplash with
Okay.
J.K. Simmons.
All right,
I don't know which one came out earlier.
this was 2012.
That may have been. I'm not sure. We'll look that up later.
Yeah.
We'll talk about
Yeah,
it
yeah.
offline. But yeah, this one I could kind of understand. So even though it had a pretty stellar actor for its time, it came out in 2024, and the guy's well known. But maybe the movie I really liked it was called The Beekeeper.
I like that movie.
Yeah.
And I can
Jason.
see that. I didn't even know about that movie until it hit our Plex server.
Yeah.
It was literally.
He's basically just the transporter in different jobs.
It's basically
Jason Statham is because he's got a new one coming out where he's like a construction worker and
Yeah.
like the daughter gets kidnapped and Michael Pena's in it.
Yep.
In it. He's like the dad, so he's got to go rescue her. I'm like, it's the same damn thing.
That's what happens when you start your career just doing every Guy Ritchie movie ever made.
I
Yeah.
think the only movie he really played a slightly different role. I mean, he's still just his plain self, or his very staunch, normal, stern self. Was in The Italian Job, where he was Handsome Rob.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
He really wasn't like a fighter guy. He was just
Right.
the driver. Was basically what he
And the
was.
seducer.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they needed the cable car worker to
Yeah.
Yep.
the blonde girl. He's like, nah, I gotta go to work.
Well, there was another one he was in with Melissa McCarthy. I think it was Spies.
Yeah.
Or Spy Hard.
Yeah, I think it was Spy Hard.
Spy Hard's the Leslie Nielsen one from
Okay,
the 90s.
so
Okay.
it's Spies. I think I'll look the title, but he's one of the spies in there, but and he's still kind of like supposed to be the guy that goes kicks ass, but instead he fails at everything. It's like, so take him as the beekeeper and then put him in that situation, but he loses all the time.
Quick anecdote about that. You ever see the movie Bullet Train with Brad Pitt?
Yes.
Did you see Channing Tatum's like little cameo in
Yes.
that? And he was like,
Is this a sex thing?
Can it be a sex thing?
Yeah. Well, and then when the other guy sits down, he goes, "Is this the sex thing?" It's like,
It was Tangerine who sat down.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's
No,
like,
there isn't going to be the sex thing.
Yeah.
Okay? Just
well, yeah, like Brad Pitt's looking at him, he's like, "Nope."
Now, here's another one. This one here, I could understand at the time because it was such a different type movie, and the person who made this movie was still kind of growing there. They had a pretty good career at the time, but it was still on the uprise. From Dusk Till Dawn, the original one. I can kind
Clooney.
of see that being like, we're not 100% sure, because up until then, even this is kind of more of like an indie type movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
He's
he
always
had Pulp
done,
Fiction under his belt by then.
Yeah, but Pulp Fiction was also an independent film.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't too like. I don't think he ever really got full Hollywood except for like his later movies, like
Like
you know,
The Hateful
Django,
Eight.
yeah, and the Hateful
Yeah.
Eight and all that.
I love The Hateful Eight.
Inglorious Bastards,
Yep.
stuff like that. But all his other older stuff or anything prior to that was all independent. So I could see, I guess, and if you go back and watch the movie, I think we've talked about it before from this particular film. When you watch a movie, there's nothing about vampires, nor an inkling about vampires at all until like an hour into the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Really.
That's when the
Yeah.
movie starts.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
much.
You basically get 30 minutes of. I mean, the rest of the movie's good.
Yeah.
But it's just like a long build-up, so you're like, why is this called Dusk Till Dawn? And then you're like, oh, that's why.
I will say my favorite scene in that movie is the very end when they're driving away and it pans out and you see like the Aztec ruins
Yeah.
and all
Yeah.
the garbage like behind the bar.
all the old
all the truckers and
Yeah,
everything. Yeah.
This one you'll be sad about, Half Baked.
Oh.
But I mean, it's because it was a goofy comedy. So
Yeah.
a lot of times when
Yeah.
it's the goofy comedies, you're not sure if it's not going to really win an award.
And well,
Yeah.
yeah, there's no awards coming. So
Yeah.
I mean,
And that
that's-
movie had a
it-
budget of like $10,000.
Yeah.
And then also, probably that's the other part of the dump month movies is like they're not always thinking they're gonna tank, but they're like, oh, this is a comedy. It doesn't like this is not gonna be best picture, best sound. Like we could hold off on this.
And it's not made by Marvel, so we're not putting it in June or July.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, most comedies aren't going to win like Oscar for
Uh-huh.
best actor or
Yeah.
anything like that, or best musical score.
Yeah. Best composer done by a laugh. What?
Let's see here. There's a few other. Well, this one. Well, I mean, it's Juice. That was a good movie, but that came out in 1992. But I mean, it really wasn't
What
like
movie?
stellar. Juice.
I still just remember the damn Sam Adams or Samuel Jackson skit from Dave Chappelle. Haven't you seen my movies? Juice, that was a good one.
Motherfucking shark ate me.
Deep Blue Sea, fucking shark ate me. Drink my beer, it'll get you drunk.
Juice.
Real quick, it wasn't a dump month movie, but it was really close, so I had to look it up. The Oscar award-winning movie Everything Everywhere All at Once came out in early March. So I think at the last moment, like, this actually could be kind of good. Let's move it out a couple of weeks.
Yeah, because I think March is when it starts getting into the prime of films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're getting into your spring break or your spring blockbusters, and then your summer blockbusters, then your
Second round of dump month.
Yeah, second round of dump
And then
months.
second round of dump month.
So this one, I do not agree. I don't think. I guess again, this M Night Shyamalan movie Split. I guess they weren't 100% sure because I don't think.
I've seen Unbreakable and the last one, but
Oh,
that's
Mr.
But you didn't watch the middle one.
Yeah, the middle one's actually
It's one of
It
the
was-
best ones.
yeah.
in my opinion. I mean, the Unbreakable's great. It obviously opened it up, and the last one's great because it combined everything. But you really get to fully understand from Split what he was all about.
McAvoy did a great job too,
Oh, yeah.
going between
And I
all the
love it. I've loved him as an actor since Wanted. I think he's
Yeah.
amazing. And that's the first time I ever remember seeing Chris Pratt in a movie. He was the best friend in that one. The one where
Oh,
he
yeah.
breaks his teeth with the keyboard.
Oh,
Well, he was doing Parks and Rec then.
Yeah, this is the first movie I've
Yeah,
seen him in.
yeah, right.
oh, let's see here. We've only got we're down to a list of number 10. I'm just skipping through. I don't really have to bring that one up. I'm just trying to find ones that might be kind of shocking. Oh, Tremors.
Oh my god, that movie kicks so much ass. How could no executive have faith in that movie?
Stampede.
It's a
Rock, paper,
stampede.
scissors. Damn it. Takoosh.
Wait.
Jump.
No, rock rips through paper.
What? Imagine if Sheldon Leonard and Wallowitz and Roger
Oh,
playing
yeah.
rock paper scissors
Lizard
lizard Spock. All right, look, I got Paddington 2. I'm not really worried about that one.
No, but I have seen that. I've seen both of the. I'm not going to see the new one. The new one looks kind of dumb. I will say I do like Paddington 2 over the original.
Sorry, I have to give me 1 second because it did one of these things online where it like sends you back to the top of the page.
Oh.
I was like down to like 3 movies or something.
Wait a minute.
Oh, here we go. Let's see here. Tremor. We're at Tremors. Matinee, Black Hat, Paddington 2. Oh, let's see here.
We'll just do the top 3. We'll just.
Well, I
go
want
through
to. No, this is a different one. It's
Oh.
like Father, like Son.
Yeah.
I was trying to read it, see if it was the one I was thinking of.
them. Oh, okay.
Number 1 in The Gray. I have no idea. I've really
Oh,
watched
that's
that.
the Liam Neeson movie.
Yeah.
It was okay. Leo did a better job a few years later.
Yeah.
There is a cool scene at the end when he's trying to fight off the wolves for the last stand. You don't even see the fight, but he just takes these mini bottles of liquor, duct tapes them to his fist, and then breaks them on a rock, and then he goes to fight a wolf.
Okay.
Spoilers.
So that was just an example of some of the movies that came out in January in the history of January. So not all of them, but those were the ones they thought were like, I guess ended up making good money, but were not expected to.
Yeah.
So here you are, January. Also, a couple other things to bring up. You know, January is the time for, at least in this area, in Pinellas County or St. Pete, Tampa area, the Dunedin Film Festival just happened recently, I believe. I think that just went off. Gasparilla's happening.
Yep.
So they'll be having, I can't remember if it's in January or February, but the Gasparilla Film Festival comes up this month.
Wouldn't be surprised if it's happening in like a week or two, because the parade for the adults is next Saturday.
Yeah, because the kids was yesterday. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. And that might also be another reason why some of the film festivals do the festivals at those times, so that they can go ahead and, you know, during the times where there's not a lot of big
Yeah.
budget releases where
Right.
everybody's going to be like, oh no, we got to go see this instead.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we wait until our favorite film festival in April, end of April.
When's that?
Sunscreen Film Festival. And it's the last weekend of April. I don't want to get the exact dates. Is it the 25th or the 27th?
I believe
It's-
so.
It's usually the last weekend.
It
of
is the
April.
last weekend. I can't remember the date. I want to say it's 25th, 26th, maybe 25th through the
Oh,
28th.
please tell me this is real. Oh, hell yes. All right. So to follow up with your unexpected movies that were dump month movies.
What's he looking for?
Oh, he's looking for the date.
Yeah, that should be 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th.
Because 24th is Thursday, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the 24th through the 27th. April 2025.
So I looked up a list of movies that are coming out this month, which
Okay.
people, just as you said, the studios have no conviction in.
Yeah.
So I just want to run through them real quick.
Run it down the line.
All right. First one is called Wolfman.
Yep.
Stars Julia Gardner. You know me, that's not my thing.
Yep.
Will not be watching that.
Loser. Anyway,
Another one actually just came out this past Friday called Back in Action with Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx. I recommend you watch it if you have Netflix. It's very good, in my opinion.
But now, just to be clear about that, that's a movie that was released on Netflix.
Yeah, that is a
We're not
Netflix
really
owned
talking
movie.
about. Yeah, we're not really. When they say the dump months, they're more talking about dump months in
Theatrical,
theater.
yeah.
Theatrical releases. So
There's a children's movie called Dog Man by DreamWorks. That looks stupid as hell.
it's the sequel to Dog Boy.
There's a Robert Pattinson movie called Mickey 17. A disposable employee is sent on a human expedition to colonize the ice world Niflheim. After one iteration dies, a new body is regenerated with most of his memories intact.
huh.
I played that video game. It's called Returnal. Then the Nickelodeon's Henry Danger, the movie.
Oh yeah, that's like the superhero kid one. Right?
I'll take your word for
I
it.
think it is.
I haven't had cable since 2017, let alone watch Nickelodeon.
I
Apparently, they're making a movie about a video game that I actually really enjoy called Until Dawn. If you haven't played the game, it's very horror filled, and I only played it in the daytime. But basically, on the anniversary of group of friends, in the beginning part, she dies. They don't know why she fell off a cliff. I know the real answer.
Okay.
And at the anniversary of the death, all the friends gather back up at the winter cabin that they were spending when she passed away, and then they realize they're not alone. Part 2 of Fast 10 comes out this month.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that was a two-parter.
Fast 10 and a half.
Yeah.
Almost 11. But wait, there's more.
Yeah, but wait. There's more.
This one I can understand being a dump month. It's the Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare.
Oh, that's going to be
yeah.
a triumph of cinema.
That-
I didn't know this was a thing, and I'm now excited. It's Plankton the movie.
Plankton?
Plankton, the bad guy from SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, I didn't. I thought you were talking about actual plankton.
Yeah,
like in the
I did
water.
too,
I'm like,
like, huh?
is that like a horror movie?
yeah. Don't they just call that red tide?
Yeah.
There's a Will Ferrell movie called You Are Cordially Invited. A woman planning her sister's ideal wedding and father of a bride-to-be discovered their destination wedding is at a remote resort are double booked. When both parties decide to share the small venue, chaos ensues and disaster awaits.
Sounds like something Will Ferrell would do.
Yeah.
Sounds hilarious.
That definitely sounds like a Will Ferrell movie.
They're making another Silent Hill movie. I mean, they just re-released the Silent Hill 2 remake, so I guess companies are like, let's bank on this.
That's all they're doing anymore. It's just
Yeah.
banking on things.
Yeah, it's like a Family Guy episode with Stephen King sitting across from the executive. He's like, "What do you have for me? An evil lamp will come and get you. Rah! When can I have it?"
This one I hope is true. It's called Screamboat.
Screamboat?
Yep. Late night boat ride in New York City becomes a struggle for survival when a seemingly harmless mouse transforms into a dangerous monster. Passengers must fight to stay alive. And yes, this is based off of Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
Oh,
I hope that's real. I want to see that. Oh, okay. So there is one company that has figured out copyright law to a T because there's a Bambi the Reckoning.
Yes. Yeah.
okay.
We need to start investing in this company. Whatever production company is making these movies.
I
here's-
mean, A24 is rocking it right now
Yeah.
too.
Bambi the Reckoning.
those
Is
are
that
all-
a deer with a shotgun?
Strangers Chapter 2, then Saw Chapter
Dumbo
1.
draws back.
There's another one I think coming out next month that's like a Valentine's Day movie.
Oh, is that Hard Eyes or something?
Yeah, yeah.
Or Eye Hearts or something like that? Yeah,
There's
he
a
walks
new
around with hearts for eyes.
Yeah.
They weren't very creative in the naming of that movie.
No.
There's a movie coming out, Kiss of the Spider Woman, starring J-Lo, and it's a musical. So she just wanted to rock her pipes one more time.
Yeah, you know.
Hey, when you lose Ben Affleck, you got to do something.
First off, she didn't lose Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
He lost her.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a loss for Ben, though. I mean, if you could see, it was like that awards ceremony or something. Like, it was a clip from that. I can't remember if it was the Emmys or whatever, but like she's over there basically scolding him.
Oh, really?
And like the camera's right on her, and then she's like waving him off, and then she just looks right at the camera and smiles. I'm like, yeah, we saw you.
I just like that still image of him just outside smoking in like his blue long sleeve shirt.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
How's that go again?
I just really hope the mic picked that up because I looked wildly away from it.
All right, then. So
Yay.
dumb months, huh?
Dump months.
Well, see you later.
Oh, wait, they're coming out with a new Knives Out movie, and it's coming out this month. Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery.
Oh, this month?
Yeah. Stars Daniel Craig, but if I remember correctly, Netflix bought the rights to Knives Out, so it'll be a Netflix only.
Okay.
Because they're the one who did Glass Onion,
Yeah. The Glass Onion.
which wasn't as good as the first one, but it was all right.
Well, we're getting a new Zootopia soon, but
I mean, the first one was kind of kick-ass.
it was good.
You still looking for Hard Eyes?
I'm still looking for it. Like, I can't.
You can't just type in Hard Eyes?
Do you have Safe Search on?
Watch that.
Yeah.
Watch that be the name of the movie. That would be amazing.
It is.
I'm looking everywhere for it. Did you type in?
Did you
hard
type
eye?
in the hard eyes? Damn it! So yeah, and I think it does come out on Valentine's Day. Where
So
is
we
that?
are accepting donations for their brain surgeries, ladies and gentlemen.
It comes,
comes out the week before.
Week before, yeah, February 7th.
Nice.
I'm just looking.
There's
over.
time. You can get your hard eyes too.
You know something else big that's coming up in February?
What's that?
I'll wait till next week to talk about it.
Oh, I know what the topic is next week. Oh,
Well, we'll have two, but one will come out later. So don't worry. You're safe for a moment.
Sad face.
Speaking of sad,
Speaking of sad, yes.
Yes.
That kind of moves us into the
D section of
Yeah.
the BDD topic.
the second D, the D2.
you
Yeah.
got the first D, but yeah, that's the second D.
And then we're going to go to D 2.5.
When D2 just the Mighty Ducks?
Which was the best one.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
At me, I
But,
dare you.
But now we're moving into the movies about death.
Yes.
And
No.
the
I thought we were-
anti-inspiration.
But before we talk about
Before we-
why
yes.
we get into why we're going to talk about death.
This week we had two legends in the film industry pass, Mr. Stephen Lynch and
Bob Ulrich.
Bob Uecker.
Uecker.
Ulrich.
There's an L in his name, isn't there?
No,
It's silent.
the L is silent. Bob Uecker, the voice of the Milwaukee Brewers for
33?
30 plus years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Won tons of awards.
Oh yeah.
And then he was the insane broadcaster for Major League
Yep.
1 and 2. I don't think he. It's been so long since I've seen it, but I don't think he was involved with Back to the Minors with Scott
No.
Bakula.
No.
No, but he also was in a big TV show back in the 80s that was called Mr. Belvedere too.
Yeah.
He was the father.
I've
in that.
heard of the show. I've
And
never
he
seen
was
it.
he was also a professional baseball player.
Yeah, I knew that one. That was so when I was looking up information for the social media post that we made, I came across a little video clip, and he was giving a speech about something. He's like, "When I was a little kid, my dad was from the old country."
That was when he was he was I think that was his induction to the Major League Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's still very.
Oh,
funny.
it's hilarious, yes.
Yeah, he's like, my dad bought me a football, an American football. So we went outside, we tried to throw it, couldn't do it. We tried to kick it, couldn't do it. Tried to catch it, couldn't do it. We were just about to give up until our neighbor came over and put air in it.
It made it way easier.
Doesn't it though? Doesn't it though?
How do you catch this flat pigskin?
So yes, two deaths, two saddened deaths, and as everybody knows too, well, David Lynch was
Oh, David Lynch, sorry, yeah.
he had a big career.
As I told you
Yeah.
guys the other day, I most know him and love him for Twin Peaks. That show is a masterpiece, in my opinion. But he also directed the original Dune,
Yep.
which starred the same actor.
Yeah.
So you get in with David Lynch, you're in for life.
You always get in good with your director because whenever they have a new movie, they'll be like, "I got the perfect guy for the lead or woman
Yeah.
or whatever."
There was also a story that was put up on one of our friends' sites, Bad Monkey Pictures. It was telling a story about how he had he was filming one. I want to say. it was
Oh yeah, the
probably-
David. I saw that story too by MRK.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what he was filming either, but there was some big executive coming down to look, and David Lynch like, this guy's a real hard ass. I really don't have to deal with him. I think it was for an episode of Twin Peaks.
Okay, that's what I thought too. But it was so instead of him having this guy from the studio over his shoulder all day watching production, he was like, "Wow, you have a really great face. I'm going to put you. I want you to be an extra. We've got a scene we're shooting today." But what he didn't tell him is that it was the last scene being shot that day, so he sat all day in an empty diner, waiting for everyone to come there and do the shot, so he could be an extra in the background. So he perfectly left him out of his hair the entire day they were filming.
Really hope that's a true story.
Has to be. It's on the internet.
Well, that's true. Abe Lincoln did say you could always trust everything on the internet.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I read that on the internet.
Yeah.
You know, I read it on the internet.
Yeah. So sadly, R.I.P. to you guys.
Yeah.
It's actually also really sad. It's like it's just the beginning of 2025 here.
Right.
It's like we're already kicking it off this
Well, we
way.
kicked off 2024 with the death of Betty White.
Yeah, I know.
I
We gotta
think it's
stop
just-
doing that.
I think it's just the world's tradition at this
Yes.
point.
Stop dying, people.
Make it to at least February.
Yeah. Can we get to the first quarter, please?
Yeah, I'd like to cancel my free 14-day trial of 2025.
Yeah, right.
Too bad you're in day 19. They've already billed your account.
Damn it.
I've checked out the site and I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
I do not wish to continue to renew. But speaking of with the RIPs, well, we're going to jump into movies about death.
Which is
What
a
a way to brighten
lot
up.
of movies.
Yeah.
And not just like the easy action movies. Excuse me.
Yep. What's that one with Will Smith? Was it 7 pounds or 11 pounds? It's one of those.
I think it was-
I want to say it's 7
I
pounds.
think it was 7 pounds, yes.
Let me double check.
I thought you were
that.
just going to say The Sixth Sense.
No, with Will Smith.
Wow.
I'm thinking of Bruce Willis.
Yes, you are.
So we are taking donations for the brain surgeries. They're very special. And we're looking to get them help.
We clearly need it.
Yeah, so 7 pounds. That's the movie I was
7
thinking
pounds,
about.
okay.
And the whole purpose of that movie is he is planning his own death because he had a tragedy in his life that he feels guilty over. So he meets all these different people, or in some way interacts with all these different people in different ways. And like Woody Harrelson's in it. I want to say Rosario Dawson. I can tell you in a moment. But it's basically like each one has a different thing. Like Rosario Dawson, Woody Harrelson, Will Smith, Michael
Clark Duncan.
Ealy,
L.Y.
Ealy, like Ellie. And then there's a bunch of other people, but basically everybody he interacts with, like Woody Harrelson, I believe one of them's blind, one of them like has a bad heart, one of them, they all have different things that are wrong with them, and so basically he's planning to kill himself and then donate all these organs to these people.
Can you specifically say when you die, I want my organs to go to this one person?
Yeah, you can request.
I mean, I guess that's the thing.
Yeah.
If not, it is now.
And how he does it is, in my opinion, it's so horrific because he's got to make sure that his body is maintained, and still in working order. So when he actually does the deed, spoilers, this movie came out a while ago. So
Yeah.
if you haven't seen it by now, it's like 20 years old.
Yeah. It's like in the mid-90s.
No, a little bit later, like early 2000s.
Oh,
like
okay.
early 2000s.
In
But,
mid-90s, he was still doing Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
but he basically gets in a bathtub, and I know he hasn't cooled down, but he has these Portuguese man of war that he keeps. If you
The
know what that
jellyfish?
is. The jellyfish with the long, the
Yeah,
ones
yeah.
that can kill you.
Yeah.
And so he basically just drops these man of war in the tub with him and let them do their thing to put him in shock. That way he'll basically, everything will stop, but he'll stay alive. So I think he's got like ice water or something in the tub and everything. And then he
It's gotta be
calls,
a horrific way to go.
yes. But he wants to punish himself. He thinks, I think he caused his wife's death or something by accident. It was an accident, but he's responsible for him. So he wants to be in suffering. But it's a great movie. But I mean, then you watch the end of it. I'm like, oh man, just like,
All right.
all right, jellyfish time. Here we go. I'm like, ooh. So anyway,
Nope.
It's funny. He had two, in Shark Tale, he had two jellyfish stinging him there.
yeah, might be where I got
They,
the idea
they were
from.
the Rastafarians. Thank you for calling Whale Wash. You get the whale of a wash and the price. Oh my gosh.
So that's a movie about that, but that's more of, at least it's a sacrificial movie about
Yeah.
death.
Well, to maybe give a little, light on that is Death at a Funeral. That's a pretty funny one. I mean, it's gosh darn, hilarious. You got Peter Dinklage showing up as their dad's secret lover, who they think they killed. So many things go wrong at this funeral. It's terrible.
Is that the one where Peter Dinklage shows up?
He wasn't just listening to me.
I was not.
I know.
I was looking up something else.
Yes, I said you can't go wrong with having Peter Dinklage showing up as your dead father's lover.
Oh yes, there you go.
What?
So at least I've seen the
Peter
movie.
Dinklage in that one?
Yeah, is it, you mean the movie with Peter Dinklage?
Did you not just listen to me reiterate to him what I just said the first time?
So if you want something that's centered around death, that's lighthearted and funny and goofy things happen, but still very awkward, watch Death at a Funeral. It's a good one.
And it's not like that other Peter Dinklage movie you just watched with Matthew McConaughey.
No, it is not. Completely different.
Well, one that I like, so it's because it's not too depressing. I mean, it does have depressing moments in it, is What Dreams May Come. And that's Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one? I know.
I think so.
Talked to you guys about it. I know you probably haven't seen it.
No.
Yeah. Do you know
That's-
what movie I just said?
No.
No. Okay. We're just gonna cut his mic down.
I'm looking something up real quick.
So Robin Williams, the movie is about his wife.
She like
commits,
killed her.
She
Yeah.
commits suicide.
And he's leaving. He's got to go
Well,
through
he
heaven.
died. He died first, so he was in a car accident,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's dead. So he's trying to come to grips with it because Cuba Gooding Jr. is
That's
this
his,
guiding
yeah.
angel,
Mm-hmm.
and he's basically in the afterlife, and teaching him how to be in the afterlife and explaining what happened to him. And his wife has been grieving because of his death, and eventually can't handle it, so she kills herself. So the whole rest of the purpose of the movie becomes that she goes to hell because, according to Catholic religion or Christianity, if you commit suicide,
Yep.
you go to hell automatically. He now wants to figure out a way to get into hell to get her out,
Oh.
and because technically, I guess he's trying to claim it as because she was so mentally distraught, like she didn't really want to die, but she was so depressed and everything. That's the reason she killed herself. So it wasn't in her true nature. So he was trying to figure out a way to go get her. So then Cuba Gooding Jr. has to find people to help him navigate into hell to
Oh.
get her out. And
Sounds
it's a
chill.
Really, really interesting.
Yeah.
It's a very abstract movie, and I was shocked
If I
when
remember,
Robin Williams did it,
it's
but-
been a long time me looking at it, but it almost kind of had like Inception vibes,
Yeah, it did. Well,
like with
because
the different worlds and
Yeah.
how he's had to go through to to get down there.
yeah, and then also it was abstract because the whole thing was his wife was a painter, or she was big into art and everything. So like everything in the afterlife that he's experiencing is very like artsy, or the way the graphics are done and this the special effects. It's like being in watching like an art studio thing happening in real time. Yeah.
Oh, Bob Ross.
Yeah. Bob Ross.
Can't go wrong with the Bob Ross movie.
Not Bob Euchre with the silent L.
Now,
So there is a unique movie about death, and I cannot remember the name of it. That's
Tell
why I didn't hear the name of the movie you were just talking about.
Okay.
And I'm
What dreams may come, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Peter Dinklage is not in that one. No.
And I can't remember if it's either Billy Crystal or Steve Guttenberg, but they die and they go to basically purgatory, where they have to stand trial to prove that they're worthy of going to heaven or hell. And
I know which one you're talking about. It's neither one of those people.
Oh.
It's actually last name's Brooks, Albert Brooks.
Okay.
And the movie's called Defending Your Life.
Okay. And it's
It's got Rip Torn's in it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Like, you can go to the hall of your past lives, and you can see what you were doing in
Yeah.
the caveman era and everything. And I remember he's going through this entire trial, and the judge and everyone's like, I don't know, dude. We're kind of a chicken shit your entire life. I don't know if you deserve to go to heaven. But during the whole process, he falls in love with a woman who's going straight to heaven. Like, we've seen your life. This is purely because we have to. This is, you're going.
Yeah.
You're straight up. But
Formality.
yeah. But at the end of the movie, he's so in love with this woman that he actually breaks out of his tram and runs across to hers and breaks into hers to be with her. And the judge is like, all right, he earned it. He can stay.
Yeah, he did that movie. I want to say it was either like Meryl Streep or something.
I think it was Meryl Streep.
But I know Rip Torn's in it. He's one of I don't know if he's one of the judges, but he's definitely one of the people that's kind of like
in the courtroom.
running the place. And so yeah, it looks like everything's all white. They wear like these white robe things all the time. So as soon as you said, I knew when you were going with Steve Guttenberg, it's because of the curly hair.
Yeah.
But it was Albert Brooks, the same guy from at the beginning of the Twilight Zone movie where he says you want to see something really scary, and he tears his face off.
I must have blocked that one
Yeah.
out.
All right. Anyway, he's actually a very well-known writer, director, and comedian. But yes,
My apologies then.
no, you don't apologize to me. Apologize to him.
Yeah,
sorry.
My apologies.
Sorry to the Goots and Mr. Brooks and.
I don't know. One of them is very flattered, and the other one's wildly offended. So,
I think they both got enough money, neither one cares.
yeah, pretty much.
Yep, exactly.
But yes, no, it is a good movie. I
Yes.
did enjoy Defending Your Life.
And I can't remember how. It must have been on HBO one time on like a rainy afternoon, and I just caught it, and I was like, this is really interesting. Now, if we want to go to the sad end of the spectrum,
Oh Lord.
there are two movies that come to mind for me. One, My Girl,
Yep.
My girl.
one of the saddest endings in movie history.
I'm not. Nope. Nope.
My next movie will make you cry.
I swear to God, if you say A Fault in Our Stars,
You
you
know.
son of a. I'm not crying. It's just raining outside.
I thought you were gonna say Endgame with the scene with Tony Stark at the funeral.
And
I
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
you 2000.
Now I'm crying.
yeah, right. I love you 3000.
Or Spider-Man: No Way Home.
You were somewhere in the way of the 200 range.
But if you haven't seen My Girl, it stars a very young Macaulay Culkin, and her name always escapes me. I cannot remember the name of the little girl that he makes friends with.
But we can mention Dan Aykroyd was the father.
Yep.
Yeah.
And fun fact, the My Girl of the movie is on the show Veep as the chief of staff, and she's got a filthy mouth on that show. It's hard to imagine, like,
Well, she saw her best friend die
By bees.
yeah,
Death by
A-B,
bees.
by bees.
1B.
Yeah, whatever.
And, they become friend over the summer, and then he tells the girls, like, I have a very severe bee allergy, like, I can't go near him. She's like, okay, cool. They're outside playing, and they do stuff, and at the end of the movie, he's like, ow, dead.
It's a little more dramatic than that,
Yeah,
but okay.
Ow, dead. You would have made a horrible version of that movie.
looks like Spielberg's work over here.
You know what? If I did the entire thing, I would cry.
Hey, yeah, it's true.
Although if that movie was made today, you'd have the ow, and then all of a sudden there'd be Jason Statham coming out.
Hey, yeah.
Sorry about that, my bees got out.
He kicked Macaulay Culkin to the hospital.
And then obviously,
Told you not to come next to my bees.
A Fault in Our Stars is just a love story about two cancer patients.
I hate you.
It's a beautiful movie.
I hate you.
You tell me it's a bad movie.
I would never say that. Ooh, look, ceiling.
Yep.
It's fine.
Yeah. Can we go back to John Wick?
Yeah.
Also killed a lot of people.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, there's a lot of death there.
Or so we have a movie that's kind of like Groundhog Day, but the main star dies. Happy Death Day.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Russian Doll, but that was a TV show, which is actually very good. And I've never seen Happy
Cut
Death
his
Day.
mic off.
Yeah. Cut
haven't-
this man's mic off.
You haven't seen Happy Death Day?
No.
Shocker.
I've seen Russian Doll, both seasons.
So it actually came out with a sequel,
Oh, really?
but it follows this
Death Day
college girl, and she keeps getting stabbed by it's like
Isn't a
yeah,
guy
it's
in a pig mask or
It's
something?
babyface mask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I saw you in the trailer.
So she basically dies the first time, but then she wakes back up and relives the same day over and over, and gets like to change little things. But she's basically trying to figure out who the hell it is that's killing her, because she changes that she doesn't go like one time she dies in a. I think the original is like she dies out like in a little tunnel, like it's under a walkway, but then it's like in another, like she ends up dying in a bedroom, and like the babyface killer keeps finding her wherever the fuck she is and killing her. And she's like, really?
That's commitment, though.
So yeah, it's very, very commendable. But I don't want to spoil the ending and tell you who the actual babyface killer is.
Text me later. I ain't
Just
gonna
watch
watch
the
it.
movie.
I ain't gonna watch the movie.
It's not that dang scary. Besides, she's pretty. You'll like it.
It's Peter Dinklage.
Yeah. He makes a cameo.
It would be an amazing cameo. Like he's the killer. He's the 6'5" killer.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, one movie we we can't not mention, because the whole movie is prefaced on the idea of death. It actually starts out about death, is Stand By Me.
Yep.
They're going to go see the dead body.
Yep.
You guys
Yep.
want to go see a dead body?
No, I've seen that movie. I know what happens.
That and the Sixth Sense,
Yeah.
Well, that was a
which
given.
you don't really find out until the end that he's already dead. Spoiler.
Spoiler from a movie from 1998.
Man, he was dead. I can't believe he was dead the whole time.
Oh yeah.
You suck.
There's actually one of the original Simpsons episodes. They're walking out of Empire Strikes Back, and there's just a line of people next to the theater, and Homer goes, "Wow, I can't believe Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father," and everyone just starts grabbing weapons and like swearing at him and stuff.
Get your lightsabers out.
Yeah. We're killing this guy right now.
You want to talk about funny? Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all about death.
I still haven't seen the second one yet.
Well, go watch it.
You've seen it. How was it?
I enjoyed it. It's what it is. I think we've talked a little bit about it before. It's a movie called Beetlejuice. It's it's what it is. Some people it got mixed reviews, because I will agree with some people that there was a lot of story to it in terms of they had a lot of different things going on. In
Oh,
this
really?
one, which I don't think was 100% necessary, but overall, I thought it was just. You go into a movie, say, called Beetlejuice. It's like 30 years later after the original Beetlejuice, and
Yeah.
it's still Michael Keaton did a great job, reprising his role. Everybody
Not
reprised
to
his role.
mention, you're talking to a dead guy here.
What do you think? You think I'm qualified?
Well, I studied at Juilliard, and
Did Winona Ryder reprise her role?
Yes, she did.
Nice. I know the mom did from the original
Yep.
movie.
Yep. I've seen The Exorcist about 157 times, and it keeps getting funnier
every time I see it.
Oh,
What was Jenna Ortega is the
and she did great.
she was
The daughter.
the daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Lydia's daughter.
Yeah.
And she did great.
Nice. Well, she was awesome in Wednesday.
And
Yeah.
it was very much like
It was. I was gonna say it was
that.
basically just breaking Wednesday over.
Yeah, yeah. Not as evil, but just as dark.
Nice.
Yeah.
More teeny.
Yeah.
More teeny bopper.
Yes.
Oh, death. How death do us part.
You realize you're setting a goal.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, another one made me freaking bawl because I was an idiot and watched it.
Tell us.
P.S. I Love You.
I've
Okay.
never seen it.
So it's Gerard Butler and what's her name?
Come on, you
Hilary
know
Swank.
this.
And
It's Kathy Bates in it too. Right?
Kathy Bates
Yeah,
is
she's the mother or
and-
the mother-in-law or something
Yep,
like
she's
that.
the mother-in-law. And but the thing is, like, her and Hilary Swank never ever really got along.
Yeah.
But so the movie opens with a huge argument that they're almost kind of like breaking up, her and Gerard Butler, and then they make up and it's kind of a little beautiful scene with with them getting back together, and then next thing you know, she's on her couch just listening to voicemails of him, and you realize that he's passed. But what he did was he basically knew that his death would, really, really get to her. He had cancer, so he saw it coming, and he ended up making, I think it was kind of like over a year or something like that. He would send her letters, and he wrote all these letters, and he did all this setup before he passed. But like he made a trip for her to go to Ireland. Did all these things, for her to help her move on and get on with her life.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go see it.
he doesn't have to. He's already tearing up.
Yep.
Well, there's a horror movie that I watched one time because it stars an actor from Supernatural that I really like, Jensen Ackles. It's called My Bloody Valentine. It was kind of garbagey. I didn't really like it that much. I thought it was.
Any movie titled My Bloody Valentine. is
Yeah.
not
Yeah, but
gonna
it's about
probably
having
be-
like a Valentine's Day party in an abandoned mine, and then like a miner comes back and kills everyone.
Yeah. Well, you thought that was going to be great.
I thought it was going to
I
be.
mean, you read this.
I thought it was going to be
plot
better
line
than what it was.
there. All right. Miner comes back to life. On Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Cool.
A movie that I just recently rewatched because it's one of the greatest movies of all time, The Princess Bride. That's about death. Inigo Montoya is hunting the man that killed his father. Everyone, Buttercup thinks that her love died and it was by the hands of the Dread Pirate Roberts. Spoilers, he is the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Humpadink. Billy Crystal.
Yeah, no, I got you.
And
Not
Andre
Al-
the Giant in there.
Not
Yep.
Albert Brooks.
Not Albert.
Or Steve Goodwin.
No.
No.
Billy Crystal. Well, here's another one.
Inconceivable. Sorry, I have to say it.
Meet Joe Black.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't that the one where Brad Pitt is death itself,
He's-
but he
Yes.
falls in love with someone?
Is the guy he's going after Anthony Hopkins? Or, no,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, he's going to bring him for his death, and it's his daughter
That he
he
falls
falls
in
in love with. Yeah, and he has to kill the Brad Pitt character first so he can take over his body. And that's, I don't know why I feel horrible doing it, but every time I see that scene when Brad Pitt gets killed at the very beginning, I can't stop but laugh. Because it's the way they do his body. He gets hit by a car twice, or two different cars. He gets hit by one and then bashed, but just the way his body flies around. It looks like a crash test
Same way I
dummy.
feel about Jared Leto in American Psycho. We all
Yeah.
know my feelings at the ending of that movie, but when he kills Jared Leto, he's just leaning back, listening to music. He's like, "Ha ha, douche." It's one of the funniest things in the world.
Hit to be square. So yes, meet Joe Black. He's death. And he's going after. He's preparing him for his death, the father,
Yeah.
and so he's basically going to be around for a while, and he has to can't tell everybody who he is.
Yep.
He just says he wants to go peacefully. And he's trying to manage his business and everything because he's a very high, business mogul type. It's a funny. I mean, it's got funny moments. It's a serious movie, but it's
Yeah.
got funny moments to it. And the fact, like,
Exhibit
when
A,
he's,
Brad Pitt dies.
yeah, that's funny, dude. It's funny.
He's laughing already. We've already mentioned the movie in this episode, but Bullet Train.
Yep.
That was there was a lot of death.
A whole
in that.
lot of death in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with the Mexican cartel guy, when you see the flashback to his wedding, that was messed up.
Yeah. The entire wedding party.
Yeah. And also, did you know the guy codenamed Lemon that was the guy, the star from Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also, unfortunate for him, he's the star of Craven the Hunter.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, sorry.
He was also in the running for being the next James Bond. I don't know if who they've settled on yet.
Well, now with Craven out,
Doo-doo. Yeah, Craig. Well, I mean, that's just I wouldn't attribute that to bad acting. I just attribute it to
bad writing.
Terrible writing.
It was just a bad story. It was not a
Yeah.
good movie.
Well, see, the last time
Sony's everything Sony's done lately
Oh, it's been terrible.
has been not good.
Well,
No.
Very much.
apparently Morbius, Madam Web, and Craven the Hunter all have the same writers.
they need to stop.
Yeah.
They need
Exactly.
to figure that
After
out.
Morbius, you should have fired their asses.
Yeah.
All right, we'll give you one. Even if they said, all right, we'll give you one more shot.
And then they still come up
And
with
then
Madam Web.
yeah,
Then they are blackballed.
yeah. So, needless to say, it's bad.
Yeah.
I do want to say we do only.
I do
have
want to
few
give it a
minutes
shot,
left.
though. I did see it is on our Plex server.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll check and just
It's-
say that I've seen every Marvel movie
It's
ever
okay.
made, but
Oh, you've watched it?
I haven't watched Craven, but I watched Madam Web. And,
Oh. Oh, I'm not watching. I heard that movie was garbage.
Yeah.
before we wrap up, because we do have a couple minutes left, I do want to give one because if I know some people out there who know me, and if I didn't mention this movie, I'd probably get persecuted because it's probably
I know what movie you're
it's
say.
a huge blockbuster. Or it was a huge blockbuster back then. It was Ghost,
Oh.
the sways dog into me more.
Yep.
I thought you were going to say Halloween.
No, because I mean that's just horror. I don't really put that in the.
Yeah.
You can say that about any horror movie. It's about
That's
death,
true.
but
That's kind of why I didn't really bring up Final Destination.
yeah.
All right, you know what? We should at least mention the second one with the log truck. That one
Yeah,
scarred
did-
an entire
Yes,
generation.
it did.
I'll still go on roller coasters after watching the third one, but if I see one of those things on the road,
Yep.
I pull over.
I don't get behind it. Nope.
Nope.
But when Ghost came out, it was a movie that's like anybody who goes to work on clay automatically wants to recreate that scene.
Yeah.
Anybody who listens to Unchained Melody thinks of that movie. Anytime you think of Patrick Swayze, that's one of the go-tos. I mean, Dirty Dancing obviously is also up there, but
And
Roadhouse.
Point Break.
yeah. Roadhouse. But those are things you think of.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
so, and that is strictly a pure death movie.
Yeah.
The movie's called Ghost.
Yep.
But we only have a couple minutes left. So
Another
anything you wanna
honorable
run real
mention,
quick?
we have the bucket list,
Yeah.
which is a good lighthearted
Oh yeah,
one.
yeah. Yeah, that actually at least brought joy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, some humor, sad ending, but
Yeah.
although even the ending was kind of uplifting at the end of the day, because you really think Jack Nicholson's going to be the
Exactly,
one to be
yeah.
dead first, and it's actually Morgan Freeman. But
Spoilers.
yep,
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to stay away from like everyone's out there listening right now screaming like Ghostbusters or something like that. Like that's too obvious. I'm trying to think of something a little bit more out of the box, and
The Green Mile.
yeah, I can go with that one. Oh, especially when that little shit is like, I forgot to put on the sponge, and then it just takes the guy like an hour to be electrified.
And he stinks
Yeah,
because he catches on fire.
yeah, human flesh burning naturally, not good, not good at all. Just trying to see real quick before we wrap up if there's anything. And as always, though, if we did miss something that's quite obvious, let us know. Send us an email.
I'm trying to stay away from the obvious.
Well, there might. I mean, what I'm saying is like there might be like had I not remembered Ghost last minute,
Yeah.
and that should have been an obvious one for this particular topic.
Flatliners.
Flatliners,
Oh,
yeah.
that's a good movie. I like that movie, especially with Jake Busey.
Jake Busey.
Ooh, Identity. Forgot about that one. The serial killer at the motel trapped inside a dude's mind.
Yeah.
Spoilers, it was the child. It's always a creepy ass kid. You ever see one of those creepy ass children, you know he. Yeah. Jake Busey may look like Jake Busey, but if you see a little creepy ass kid, you attack the kid.
Kid man.
It's like Men in Black. It's like what?
You get out there and you find that fucking dog.
It's like Men in Black where they're doing the shooting range challenge. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
the guy's just working out. Well, how would I feel if somebody came and bust a cat in my ass when I'm on the treadmill? And then you got little Susie over here walking in the middle of the night with all these monsters reading quantum physics books.
All right then.
All right, then.
But that is about all the time we have for this episode. So thank you guys for joining us talking about popcorn, National Popcorn Day, Dump Month, Prime Dump Month of January, and death. If the dump months or movies are in the dump month, that means they're probably going to die. Or
PDD?
they don't have a lot of hope.
That's the title of this episode, PDD.
But as we mentioned, a lot of the movies we did talk about, that was not the case. They actually thrived and became classics.
Yes.
That they did.
And then there are a couple coming out this month that I really hope they become classics, like Screamboat. That sounds awesome.
Well, you got to tune in the next couple months and see.
If I see it, I will dedicate an entire episode to it. Matter of fact, I'll go see it again with a notepad.
But that is all the time, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be in the next few weeks giving you updates. We'll be reaching out to Doug and them to give you guys updates on the upcoming.
And I'm sure we'll have
film
one of them at least on the show.
Oh yeah, we'll probably get Doug on here. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Say, hey, you want to join? Yeah.
The other two, it's hard to nail down.
Yeah. But yeah, also, like I said, if we miss something, as usual, send us a message at talktosmoviettalksandchill.com. Send us a message on all the social media. Send it on YouTube. Send it wherever you want. Just send us a message. We'll talk about something if you have a suggestion about it. Other than that, though, we have a couple fun ideas coming up in the next few episodes. We'll let you know about that. But until then, for Movie Talks and Chill, we are your hosts. I am Tony Serrato.
I'm Gavin Butts.
I'm Patch Wall.
All right, guys, take care.